We made it. We flipping made it, y'all. Guys, we I've been counting down for weeks until this day, and here we are. Welcome to the official kickoff of college football. Yeah, I know last week was week 0 and that was cute and stuff with Iowa State and Kansas State and Dublin, Ireland. All those people kept waiting for them to bring out a soccer ball or something. But no, this is the weekend. We've already had 2 days of college football for week 1. And today it just gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. LSU and Clemson kicks off tonight at 7:52. Yeah, it was 7:30. Someone in the comment section was like, "Hey, man, it always kicks off at 7:52." Well, good. I honestly I didn't know that. I really didn't. I thought 7:30 kick. I can think of a lot of 7:30 kickoffs that actually started at 7:30 ish. But thanks for letting me know. 7:52 tonight, Clemson and LSU in the Real Death Valley. Clemson, by the way, is a 4.5-point favorite coming into this game, which means basically anyone could win the game. I've already given my prediction for this game, but hey, there's so much going on. Ohio State and Texas kicks off in Columbus in about 30 minutes. Of course, we just have a ton of games going on today. Florida State, Alabama. It's big on paper, probably not as big in real life. But hey, if you love college football as much as I do, you're really excited because I've been watching some trash games too. I even caught myself watching Sam Houston and UNLV last night, or like I like to call it, Unliv. That was funnier in my head. Listen, if you love college football, if you love Clemson football, and if you love really terrible comedy, I'm your man. I hope you'll subscribe. Now, I want to tell you something. If you're in here, I see people already getting in here. I want to let you know something. I am simulcasting, that's a big word I learned, on both of my channels right now. So if you look at the link below, you're going to see another college football podcast. That's my channel where I talk about college football as a whole. I did a prediction for Georgia Tech at Colorado last night. I want y'all to go check that out. Well, it's already done, so you don't have to, but I have the receipts. I called what happened last night, and I called why. So if y'all want to subscribe to a channel that's independent like this one is, Talks College Football, I hope you will. Remember, it's free. It's free, so it's an easy way to support the channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I hope you will. It is free. And pass it along, both channels, to your buddies who love college football. Listen, before I dive in, one quick thing, but this is a big deal. Bill Mooney reached out to me back in, I believe, April. Bill, forgive me if I'm wrong. And he's with 1790 Knife and Tool. And he was like, listen, let's do a giveaway. And I was like, Bill, we need to get closer to the college football season. And he listened to me. He was like, yeah, okay. And kind of life took us like through, we both were busy with stuff. And then he and I reconnected. And here's the giveaway. He came up with this giveaway, and I think it's really cool. Here's the rules. If you click the link below, you'll see it. All you need to do is register using the form below and provide some content ideas for me. If I pick a winner, a runner-up, I'll pick a winner, a runner-up, and a third-place winner. I'll be the one picking it. You can read what he's giving away. And let me tell you that these are custom, officially licensed knives. This is not stuff that you're buying at Walmart to clean the corners of your toenails out. You know, the black sock fuzz that gets in the corner of your toenails. And then you turn around without washing it and cut an apple and give it to your kid. This is not that stuff. This is quality knives, and the pry tool is really, really cool. I like that. So anyway, check out this link. If you want to make a purchase, use the code DABO5 for a 5% discount. It gives you free shipping, and you're automatically registered in this giveaway. So y'all go on over there and say hello to Bill. Getting into the comments section, who's in here? Got Willman Love from Florida. Good to see you, my old friend, my old buddy. Parker Henderson. I talked to the Henderson sisters on the phone this morning. And you're like, I thought you were a married man. Well, I call Parker and his brother Chase the Henderson sisters. Just it goes back a long time. But it's good to see you, Parker. A supporter of the show for many, many years. Will, man, good to see you, brother. Garrett, Android and Dritus. I butchered that. I'm sorry, my friend. Thanks for being here. Got Roger Parks, Clemson by 10. A big supporter of the channel. Thanks, Roger Parks. Good to see you. George, I'm not even going to, I've messed up Garrett's name. I'm not going to do that to you. Looking forward to a great one. Hope the LSU Tigers win a close one. George, you're a big LSU fan. Hey, thanks for coming in and just, hoping your team wins, but you're not a jerk. Thank you for doing that. George is a really, he's an exemplary fan, no matter what fan base you're part of. He comes in and says, hey, I know I'm on the opposing team's side, but hey, I hope we win. Looking forward to a really good game. Some of you out there, y'all, I'm worried about y'all. Please beat LSU. Woods and company will be. I get you, Will. Indeed, it's good to see you. All right, let's dive into what happened last night. Last night, Clemson, not Clemson. Good grief, I have too much Clemson on my mind. Can you really have too much Clemson on your mind? Colorado and Georgia Tech played in a game that was really interesting. If you want to check out my preview of the game, just to see what I said before it actually happened, I hope you will, because I called it. Now, both of these teams split the national championship in 1990. For my younger viewers, you're like, split a national championship? Yeah, we used to do that. The same people who told you that you couldn't have a system for number 1 versus number 2 to play, and then after you did, they said, oh, there's no way you could ever have a playoff, and then they gave you 4-team playoff. The same people who told you that 12 is out of the question, I wanted 8. And that was the time when you had 5 Power 5, well, it's in the name, 5, your Power 5 conferences and 3 at-large bids. That's what I wanted. They said that was out of the question, and then they gave us 12. Yeah, they're the same people who said it was impossible for us to, definitively know if someone was a national champion. Well, last night, Colorado and Georgia Tech faced off, splitting the national championship in 1990, but they never played one another until last night. Georgia Tech, if my memory serves me correct, turned the ball over 3 consecutive times. And if it was not 3 consecutive times, they turned the ball over 3 out of their first 4 drives. In fact, Colorado ended up scoring a touchdown because of that turnover, they ended up scoring a touchdown. Now, last night, Georgia Tech beat Colorado in Boulder 27-20. So I watched almost the entire game, and I am telling you right now, had Georgia Tech not turned the ball over in the first few minutes of the ball game, that score would have been 27-13. Colorado struggled to get in the end zone all night. They tied the ball game up, and if you go and you watch my preview, I said the key for me is Haynes King and Jamal Haynes. Well, the Hayneses won last night, and the main reason that I leaned towards Georgia Tech was Haynes King. And this joker on a design quarterback run peeled off a, 40-plus yard run, somewhere around that, for the go-ahead score. And then Parker Henderson. Parker, I know you're still in here. But, and I see Will ND, he's saying it right now. Dion botched the clock management. Parker said the same thing. And I'm going to tell you folks, Colorado had 2 timeouts left. They had, I believe, 18 seconds. Caden Salter, the former Liberty quarterback, named the starter for Colorado, snaps the ball. He rolls. At first, he's looking. He rolls out to his left. I think he wasted 9 seconds. Now, the impressive part about it was the kid has an arm. I mean, he launched a flipping football. It was ridiculous. But they wasted 9 seconds with 2 timeouts. Folks, I'm going to tell you straight up, I never played the game. I never coached the game. But right up there with don't turn over the ball, right up there with don't commit dumb penalties, and right up there with if it's not broke, don't fix it, meaning if a certain play style, a strategy is working, you don't fix it, is clock management. And it just blows me away. Deion Sanders is a smart man. He knows football very well. He's one of the legends in the NFL and college football. But it is very difficult for me to believe that that man, nor anyone else on that sideline went, we have 2 timeouts and we better milk it. Maybe get an underneath route, run for what yardage you can get, take the knee, call a timeout, get out of bounds. No. And folks, I'm not going to just pick on Colorado for this. I see this rampant all the time in college football. It's terrible. And I know some football apologists that I run into on this channel all the time. Well, they're considering things you're not considering. And how did that turn out again? They lost. I get so sick and tired of people taking up for coaching malfeasance. I mean, really. It gets old. It's like, how did that work? How did that work out for you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Get to the comment section. Parker Anderson, I appreciate you pointing that out. I just blocked them. Yeah, they should be gone. Appreciate you getting in here and let me know that. Willman is in here. We got I got Dale in here. I was really surprised to see Deion handle that game that poorly. I know. Thanks at George. Not familiar with LSU safety, but that name, however, I pretty much just know the starters. Let me see. Yeah, a bunch of people in here. Tiger Tom. Yeah, Halsey is not playing the first half. So, all right. Let's talk about a couple other games last night. I'll make this fast because I know that we all want to get into Clemson. We want to talk about Ohio State and Texas, who starts in about 15 minutes on Fox. Last night, Appalachian State and Charlotte played in Charlotte at the Bank of America Stadium. The tickets for that game was, considering who was playing, was expensive. You know, I expect Clemson and LSU, their game, as well as Ohio State and Texas, and even though it's not a massive game because one team is on the rebound, Florida State and Alabama, I expect that to be an expensive ticket. I expect Miami at Notre Dame to be an expensive ticket. But Appalachian State and the Charlotte 49ers getting together in Bank of America Stadium, I don't care if it is an NFL stadium. Neither one of these teams, and I have respect for Appalachian State. It's one of the best atmospheres I've been to. It's a lot of fun, and it's a beautiful area. So I'm not knocking either school, but neither one of them has the fan base to fill that stadium up, and it just doesn't make sense. So anyway, Appalachian State with new head coach Dowell Loggins. You're like, Brian, that sounds familiar. The OC for South Carolina last year, who called such a solid game plan for Lenora Sellers. He didn't put a lid on Sellers. A lot of coaches will do that, by the way. They can have the world at their fingertips, and they're the ones who determines not to use the tools that everyone else in the country wishes that they had. So that's a big thing. Been telling South Carolina fans that for a couple of months now that Mike Shula Mike Shula's been around for a very, very long time, but Dowell Loggins, you just saw what he could do. But anyway, I'm going to stop chasing rabbits here. Someone says chase 2 rabbits, you lose them both. Not if you have a good spread on your shotgun. They never thought about that one. Appalachian State goes in and wins 34-11 over Charlotte. So we'll be interested to see how Appalachian State does after last year was one of their worst teams they've had in a very long time. Of course, Joey Aguilar is playing. In fact, the Tennessee game kicks off at let me look at this. Yeah, Tennessee and Syracuse kicks off in about 15 minutes on ABC. So that'll be an interesting game as well. Last night, Michigan State only beat Western Michigan 23-6. Jonathan Smith, the former Oregon State coach from a few years ago, he is just, I mean, that guy, I wonder if he has more problems going on here than what he realized. Folks, I hate to do this during a live stream, but my laptop's about to go dead. Normally, I plug it up, and I didn't. So, well, y'all forgive me, or else this is going to go dead. All right, here we go. Hey, sometimes that just happens to you. It's happened to me a couple of times. In fact, I've had a laptop go dead on me. Normally, that's part of I kind of have a mental checklist. After you do something for a while, you have a mental checklist. Yeah, I failed on this one. Auburn beating Baylor. Baylor was picked preseason by Phil Steele. Phil Steele to win the Big 12. I'm going to get to the comment section in just a second. And last night, an Auburn team with a lot of questions behind it. A lot of people wondering, is Hugh Freeze actually the man? Does he still have it? And they went in to Baylor last night, a team that returns a lot of starters, returns a lot of experience. One of the few major college football teams who returns returns their quarterback. Went in and beat them last night. 38-24. That was interesting. Before I move into this, some of you are going to be like, why do you even bring this up? UNLV, Dan Mullen, he's coaching there now. Barry Odom took the job at Purdue. They brought in a bunch of former 5 stars, 4 stars, etc. Last week, they struggled with Idaho State, almost lost to Idaho State. They turned around, they played Sam Houston, a team, I believe, who has a new head coach, and a team that I believe went in 10-3. It's right off the top of my head last year. I was concerned that Sam Houston was going to beat them after that performance last week. Yes, it's first game, blah, 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 blah. But it's Idaho State. UNLV won 38-21. Let's dive into the games for the day. Syracuse and Tennessee get together at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And kicks off in about 10 minutes. So I just, I did a preview on that. You can go see what I said there, but I'll summarize it for you. By the way, if you don't know about my new channel, Another College Football Podcast, the link is below this video. I hope you'll go over there. It's right now I'm simulcast streaming. Is that what the word? Anyway, I am streaming over there right now. So this is on both my channels. Go over there and subscribe, pass it along to anyone who loves college football. I'm asking you to. The guys at work, your preacher, I don't know. Pass it along to them. Your proctologist. But I called that Tennessee's going to win this game, and some of you are like, duh. Both teams lost their starting quarterback. They're coming into this game. Steve Angeli, the former Notre Dame backup, he was not bad. He just had to sit behind Riley Leonard. He's now the new quarterback at Syracuse. Syracuse lost their quarterback, Kyle McCord, their top 3 receivers, their leading rusher for over 1,000 yards, and like 3 or 4 of their offensive linemen. On top of that, they lost, I I can't remember how many of their top tacklers, but I know that they're gone. I mean, it's a significant amount. You have Tennessee, on the other hand. The key for them is a lot of their defense is back, and they retain their defensive coordinator. The important thing there is that they know his way of doing things, and he knows their skill set. So the key here is which quarterback makes a mistake first. Does Joey Aguilar come out there, the App State transfer, come out and make some mistakes and it keeps Syracuse in the game? Or does that experienced defense with the vast majority of its returning starters for Tennessee, do they come in and, just because they're talented, overwhelm Syracuse and create mistakes? I think that's going to be the case here more than not. Let's go over to Texas at Ohio State. Both teams have new quarterbacks. One is very well known. The other one, not, I'm not going to say not so much, but compared to Arch Manning, no. Ohio State's playing at home. They have Jeremiah Smith. They have Caleb Downs. And then after that, I'm not saying all of it, but they lose a lot of experience. Go to Texas's side. They lost one of their main running backs. They lost their top 3 receivers. The key for them is they return more of their defense than Ohio State. By the way, Texas, and I believe Ohio State, don't quote me on this one, they both lost most of their offensive line. The key to this game is just managing the nerves at the beginning, setting up your quarterback for success, realizing that both teams have lost a lot, and that though this game says Texas at Ohio State, yeah, it's big. Yeah, both teams are used to playing in massive stadiums with a lot of pressure on them, except that there's a lot of new faces on both sidelines and on the field. So limit the mistakes of your quarterback, and the one who makes the most mistakes, or maybe the false starts that you're going to see with a new offensive line. That's very common. New offensive linemen are the world's worst, and you can't blame them. I'm not knocking them, but they're the world's worst at false starts. How many early holes do you dig yourself into that you can't dig yourself out of? Now, Georgia Tech last night, they dug themselves out. That they turned the ball over, I believe, 3 consecutive times, the first 3 drives, and they won by 7 is hilarious. That tells you how good Georgia Tech actually is. So I call Ohio State winning this game. It's in Columbus. I believe that they can do this. But it's splitting hairs. Texas could easily win just as well. I'm not trying to give myself an out. I'm just being honest. Let's go down to a game that no one really cares about. Mississippi State at Southern Miss. Remember, Charles Huff wins the Sun Belt at Marshall. They both didn't agree to anything. There's this whole backstory. It doesn't matter. He's now at Southern Miss, and if my memory serves me correct, he brings a bunch of that talent from Marshall to this game. They play Mississippi State, one of the worst teams in the SEC. Don't be shocked when Southern Miss, or if Southern Miss wins this game. Let's get to Clemson and LSU. We only have 5 minutes before the kickoff of these major games. I've already previewed this game. I dove in. If you want to go look at just the comments section of that game, that preview on my channel, LSU fans, one thing I'm going to say, and like I said, there's a really good LSU fan in here, and you should talk a little trash. You should have some fun, but I'm just gonna tell everyone that George Ninestead, I hope I got that right. He's in the minority that I have encountered. I'm not saying all of them, that I've encountered, who is pulling for his team, but is not enamored by all the talent that LSU has brought in from the portal or they've recruited in. Here's the key for LSU. LSU has always had a ton of talent. For the past 20, 25 years, LSU has always recruited well. The Clemson team that beat LSU in the Peach Bowl many years ago, that throw from Taj Boyd to DeAndre Hopkins, that had Odell Beckham Jr. on it. That had Landry playing for them. They had a ton of talent. In fact, they had no business playing in that game. They should have been potentially in the national championship. Their talent has been wasted for many, many years. So yes, LSU fans, I'm quite sure that you have an offensive lineman who can bench press 9,000 pounds and run an outrageous 40. You've had that for a long time. Clemson, on the other hand, Clemson cannot be conservative on the offense, folks. And I'm guaranteeing you this. I previewed the game. Go check it out. But LSU fans, hear me. If Clemson comes out offensively conservative against you, y'all win. Now, I picked my Tigers, the Clemson Tigers, to win. But those are the caveats. Those are the points. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Get to the comment section before I go. Evan Cox, one thing that I haven't heard about this offseason is the kicking issue from last year. Hopefully the issue has been addressed. Evan Cox, I agree with you. We have to be able to block, because if we block, Hoosier hits the kick every time. He does. Kennesaw State almost beat Wake. Yeah, they did. That was funny. That was really, really funny. And just believe a few years ago, Wake Forest was actually a problem. Kaysen and Chloe. Hey, Kaysen and Chloe, I predict the Tigers will win. Yes. Clever. Love Kaysen and Chloe. Tom, yes, a third-year player from 30 miles from campus, started some as a freshman. Let me see. My son and I are on our flight to the game tonight. Let's go, Clemson. Westlake Dad, it's good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Pass along to Kate. I hope good luck. If you get a moment to tell him I said good luck. Interesting. You know what the year Spears is. Let's go right here. Trey Stevens playing live music between Lot 2 and Little John at Ralph Hayes Toyota tailgate. Come on out. Everybody go see him. Y'all go see him. Tell him you heard about him on here. Trey Stevens, good luck to you. May have to come out sometime and sit in with the band. Adam Randall is going to be the difference maker. I hope so. Folks, I'm going to let y'all go, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to start watching football. And I'm going to be, before y'all go, tonight I will have a pregame of Clemson and LSU. I will report at halftime. And then, of course, as late as it's going to be, I'm going to do a post-game win or lose. Okay? Post-game win or lose. If you will, please go to my new channel. All right? Please go to my new channel and subscribe and pass it along. I hope you'll do that. Subscribe to it. And if you haven't subscribed here, I hope you will. And remember the giveaway below. Just give me some ideas. Fill out that form. You'll be entered in the giveaway. Trey Stevens says he's playing tonight between 4 and 7. Last question. Will Clemson be able to stop the run today? Stubbed my pinky toe 89. Good to see you in here. Love the name. Yes. Tom Allen's in charge. And you know what I say. Coaching matters. Y'all take care.